A warm-hearted welcome to all our truth-seeking friends watching this program. My name is Altizator, and Aaron's the name of my human body. With me is Ibulama, or Nikita, the name of her human body. Nikita, thanks for presenting this program with me. It's very well urgent, needed program, and
Definitely.
It's always so nice to have you. It's comfortable to have you next to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. As always, Aaron, it's always a pleasure being alongside you. And to our truth-seeking friends globally, thanks for watching this program, which is the most needed program ever. There will be 5 programs in this series. Be sure not to miss out on any of the 5 programs. This is program 4 or 5. Please remember to like, share and subscribe this with as many truth-seeking friends as possible. If you have not watched programs 1, 2 and 3, please catch up.
Please do. In the previous programs 1, 2 and 3 of this series, we discussed the urgency behind the question, with whom are you going forward, visible and invisible, when? After the forthcoming civil war. The question is not addressed to me alone. The highest Torata JAWE GORIA, in whose service I am, also asking this question to you as a viewer of this program. With what lies ahead of the world's population, we all have to answer this question. The first part of the 3 World War or World War III Tectonic Warfare has started already, and so little people know about it. They don't believe in it, although Rome is burning around them. Yeah, it is so. What if the human body to which you as a soul dies during this forthcoming bloodshed? Where will you go, you as a soul? What have we studied? The bardo?
Yes, Thodo. Yes.
Yes. For those who will survive, with who are you going forward after the war? With which god or deity and which political leaders will you befriend and follow? You must think of this, people. This is very urgently needed. Doesn't matter if you believe in a 3rd World War and a bloodshed or whatever. It's forthcoming. It's going to happen. It already started. So yes. Please take this serious.
Today we discuss in whose hands will the earth be for the remaining 1,967 years until the end of Aquarius, when the next recreation of planet Earth takes place. I think you can guess the answer to the question. However, we must first discuss the known facts about the possible candidates before we choose finally who we will follow, visible and invisible. Will there be any light side kingdom representatives on Earth? In the previous programs in this series, we lift the veil on Christianity and its plural satanic gods. That picture does not look well. I cannot follow Christianity after where it brought us during the last 40 to 50 years. Thank you, but no thank you.
You know, Nikita and friends out there, this is very serious. Remember, I'm between biltong and dust. You know, I come a long way. So I've got the experience. I experienced in South Africa apartheid. I experienced the good and the bad of what life has to offer. And I know this is very urgent and very serious. I mean, how it changed over the last 40 to 50 years. You cannot describe it. What we share with you in this series of programs is what we know, not what we guess or believe in. As an instrument in the hands of the highest Torata JAWE GORIA, I have collaborated with all the light side guides appointed over me to guide and assist me in researching and compiling the Baram's writings More books and programs will follow in future if the Almighty up there allows me. Yeah, and before we go on, let's just say thank you, Most High, Torata, JAWE, GORIA, and all the guides who assisted us. Thank you so much. To me, the answer is clear, who I will follow, and I'm sure you also. With all the wisdom and deity knowledge I have gathered up to now, I have already made my choice decades ago, decades. For you are interested in the Brahma's writings I refer to. I am busy with the 85th book in this regard. Not all are translated into English. However, I am busy with the translations. You must remember we are Afrikaans-speaking people learning English, so please bear with us. Under the More Info section on our website, Brahma's Tower of Light, are some of these books already translated that you can download for free. What can you get for free nowadays? Only the air that you breathe, that's all. All you need is to download it and study it.
From what we have researched and known for facts, we can predict future happenings. You can also predict future happenings if you have studied the world's humanity's history as far back as we did. Even if you use only the history of the world nations over the past 8,000 years, it will be clear what to expect in the future. You will have to identify what is to come and compare it against the provisions of the highest deity's cosmic laws and code of conduct. Otherwise, you will be stranded on the Christian Messiah doomed wagon, again leading to the next war.
And that I don't want to be part of ever again. You know, people, you out there, you can maybe, you look at us with a question in your mind, but I can promise you, if you saw what I saw, what I lived through, it is so obvious which God to choose.
Yeah.
You know, but if you don't, this is why we compiled this study, so that you don't have to do it. You can just listen and check on us, you know, if we do a little research and see if we are right or wrong, and then decide for yourself. Yeah, by studying and researching human history and comparing the happenings against the provisions of the cosmic laws and the light side deity's code of conduct, it becomes obvious what is soon to happen due to cosmic laws being transgressed. Focus on the provisions of the cosmic laws of authenticity, which prohibits the amalgamation and hybridization of different skin-colored nations. All previous wars and civil wars happened due to the results of amalgamation and hybridization of different skin-colored nations, as well as with sub-races, of which some have wool for hair instead of real human hair. Not to mention the low IQs ever recorded among them. Be sure never to walk the path of amalgamation again. Research humanity's history for details and convince yourself.
We advise that you compare the history of the world's different skin-colored nations and tribes from 8,000 years ago, when written history started against the provisions of the cosmic law. Where and whenever the law of authenticity prohibiting amalgamation and hybridizing was transgressed, the outcome was horrific, ending in bloodshed. Only then will you be able to decide if what is to expect represents the highest light side kingdoms or Satan's dark side kingdoms. Do not repeat the same mistake by following a Messiah as a Christ. Christ refers to a state of consciousness, not to a man or any other idol like Messiah.
And don't believe us. you've got a Bible to look into. Don't use the modern
Yeah, they are the
fraudulent
Christians, so-
rubbish. Get an older Bible and you will see the difference. What do we already know about the New World Order's Christian Church plans for the future? Let us recap. Remember, we are already 24 years into the age of Aquarius. Christianity spices ceased 24 years ago. Right, let us recap. The church and the New World Order are planning for the Christian church to create the second coming of the Messiah, Jesus, by showcasing it using laser and satellite technology so that each human eye around the globe can watch this fraud. When the Messiah Jesus or Joshua Redopa was born, approximately 2,000 years ago, a little bit more than that, peace on earth was promised. Can you imagine? Peace on earth. Well, it's 2024 years later and we're still waiting. When the Messiah, when this peace was predicted, nothing came of it. Not even after 2024 years. Right. In program 2, we shared the internet's definition of an idol. Now, a lot of people here in South Africa especially don't know what an idol is. You know, if you speak about an idol, they think of a singer or a pop star or something. We're talking about idols like in how to pledge idolatry, if I'm using the correct words. But in any case, an idol, and for those who haven't heard it or still don't believe in it, listen once again. An idol is something or someone regarded as God and honored, when in reality it is not God and has no right to this adoration. By this internationally accepted definition of an idol, Jesus is an idol worshipped by millions of Western idolaters. Wake up, people, wake up. You cannot declare a Messiah onto the level of, you cannot promote, you are not higher than them to decide who will be promoted and who not. You cannot call Jesus your Lord or a God or anything like that. It's not. Then you are busy doing idolatry.
Extreme Satanism.
Yes, extreme Satanism. I mean, really, according to your Bible's definition, this is, as she said, extreme Satanism.
According to the Christian Bible, Jesus or Joshua Redopa, which is Jesus' Hebrew name, is not a god, but a Messiah. There are dozens of ranks and titles between a Messiah and a god, not to mention the hundreds of ranks and titles of the true deities in the current deity hierarchical structure between the top-ranked gods and the supreme Torata JAWE GORIA. Christianity has practiced idolatry for the last 2,000 years plus. They are still practicing idolatry to an extreme level of blasphemy. Their deceivers, as pastors and dominees here in South Africa, study theology and not the deity. They have no idea what the deity's hierarchical structures look like. Christians decide who they will serve and who not.
After studying theology for between 4 and 7 years, that's a long time, they as pastors and dominees cannot even define or explain the first title, God, in the first verse of their Christian Bibles. Now I'm asking you, if they studied for 4 to 7 years, with a Bible or Bibles, the history of Israel, the Bible concordances. How can they not know it? Of course they know it. They are at Satan's side. That is why they do it, knowing what they are doing. For a salary a month, they sell their souls. How can you expect deity, wisdom and knowledge from them? They proclaim Satan's kingdoms of unfair laws, enhancing crime. They even promoted the Messiah Jesus to the rank and title God, and in some cases to the rank of highest or Lord. Blasphemy in the worst case.
No Christian or any other human on earth has the right to promote a Messiah to the rank of title of God. Yeshua Redopa admitted to all who wanted to follow him that he is not a God. He advised his followers not to bend a knee before him or call him good, because his Father, the highest, is the only one to whom Jesus' followers may pray and serve. His followers refer to him as the Son of God. Jesus himself proclaimed to be the Son of Man. He knew that all light-side angels are sons and daughters of the highest who created them. That does not declare them as sons to be gods.
Yeshua Redopa is one of these endless sons, however not a god. The conscious giving soul in the human body called Yeshua Redopa is an angel soul, not a god soul. There's such a big difference, you cannot even compare it. The Christian pastors and dominees in South Africa do not even proclaim the real Hebrew man of the cross named Yeshua Redopa. They proclaim Jesus as Jesus, the son of the Greek god Zeus, instead. Meanwhile, these Western Christians refuse to accept that they are mind-controlled by their Christian churches to believe what they are told to believe.
With advanced technology, America and Russia recovered from alien spacecraft crash sites. The Vatican, via America, is working on a project called the Second Coming of the Messiah Jesus. The Second Coming is a Vatican-created event which is confused by Christians with what is recorded in the Bible book Revelation about the coming of the Creator Hefkanams and the Highest to earth to recreate the earth for the 7,745th time since the first humanity on earth.
Good set, good set. The event takes place this recreation of the earth takes place every 26,000 years and will begin at the end of the age of Aquarius. We explained it in the previous program series. When the Vatican displays this scam to the world, the picture seen and experienced will be the product conjured up from developed laser projected from various satellites to make it appear as real as possible. Most brainwashed Western Christians will not know this display to be a scam.
They will follow Jesus again. Luckily for the unbrainwashed like us, billions of Eastern religious people will reject this scam. The history of mankind on earth will repeat itself once again. The majority of white Christians will follow Jesus once more, which will lead to their further downfall. What will be according to the masses' choice. They and their offspring will suffer the consequences of their choice to follow a Messiah instead of the highest, Torata, JAWE, GORIA.
After Christians watch these programs, we hope those whose eyes deserve to open will open to reality. We can warn other white Western European Christians, however, we cannot supply them with the needed programs in their souls to understand the workings of the true light side deity. They have to study the light side deity and deserve fairly to receive such programs to understand.
All that is experienced was already experienced and will be experienced again. Does this mean that what happened with individuals will happen again to them? No. This means that choices made by previous generations and nations will be made again in the future by other newly created nations. History repeats itself permanently. Be aware of that and choose wisely.
When such a people or nation deviates and begin to violate the cosmic laws by mixing and hybridizing with other skin-colored nations or people, decay sets in, as is currently proven in South Africa after the rejection of apartheid. History will repeat itself over and over again until humanity on earth learns to live within the dictates and provisions of the cosmic laws and the supreme code of conduct, or fall into junk status once again.
By following the Christ presented by the New Vatican, you will once again struggle to have healthy conversations with Christians. As before, every Christian conversation will contain only self-created problems that will be discussed. Self-created problems due to their choice to follow the road to decay once more, being at the helm of their life on earth.
We, as one big Paramus family, prefer to know the highest Torata, JAWE, GORIA in advance in everything we do and have to decide on. That is the big difference.
Yeah.
We are not at the helm of our lives. When we sit back, or then we sit back and watch how the light side deity acts on our behalf and straighten our paths.
When we as Baramis members visit each other, we talk about everything that has happened to each of us and how well each of us is doing. We study and proclaim the highest deity's cosmic laws and code of conduct. Weekly, one or more of us discover a well-deserved program to us as souls to help us understand even better. We get excited about it and often discuss its impact on us when visiting each other.
Yeah, and that is what makes it so nice. You know, it's not, hi, the Kita house said, oh, have you heard about Daddy again? He must buy himself a car and now the car break down. No, that rubbish. No.
Wisdom.
Nope. We don't discuss self-centered problems due to our mindset to be our own God on earth at the helm of our lives on earth. When you as a Western Christian complain about your spouse's misbehavior, the first question I will ask you will be, did you pray for your life partner from the highest, and did you confirm by way of two-way communication with the highest that this is his choice for you? Or were you at the helm of your own life and decided by yourself?
No, we have better subjects to discuss than self-proclaimed gods at the helm of their lives on earth's problems. We experience miracles daily and we discuss these miracles. This is one of the main reasons why we do not visit Christians at home. They choose to be Christians because they do not want to know any God in what their future holds. They are their own God on earth executing their choices.
You know, they pray in order form, but then they still do what they decide.
Yes.
Oh, this is horrible. Not only are such conversations extremely boring, it is a waste of time that could have been used to study the true deity in depth. The earth is a learning school, so after 8 lives on earth in the earthly learning school, we can be better psychically and spiritually developed for placement in the higher light side dimensions on planets there in full service of the highest. We understand Earth to be a school of learning. We understand that we are learning and developing, especially or psychically and spiritually, for the future part of our eternal life, which is never ending and started when we as souls were created by the Supreme. You know, a lot of people don't believe in it, but you actually start dying the day you are born.
Yes.
It's obvious.
During a conversation with a brainwashed Christian woman who is already advanced in years, it came to light that according to her, you first receive the choice to choose between light side Godheads and dark side Godheads the day on your deathbed. This means that as a Christian, you can be your own God on earth all your life without condemnation. Only when you die with transgressions of you as a human soul can you choose who you want to go to after death, light side or dark side.
You know, this is so ridiculous. I mean, I can be, according to Christianity, I can murder everybody around me. I can do whatever I want. The day I die, that is the day when I left my body.
Yeah,
now I must choose. In other words, what is senseful in that? This, dear listener and viewer of this spiritual program, is what pastors and dominees in South Africa teach their Christian followers. The white Western Christian woman from whose mouth comes this senseless nonsense admit that she read it somewhere in a Christian magazine. With more than 6,000 different Christian church denominations around the world, such a belief is to be expected. I mean, you can expect anything, it will come out of there somewhere. This is proof of mind control. You must be mind controlled to believe such senseless satanic rubbish. That is why Christianity is known to be the biggest man-made satanic sect, worshipping Satan and not knowing it due to their state of mind control.
Think about how ridiculous that is. While you live as a Christian on earth, you can be your own God, or you can worship idols like a Messiah. You only decide after your physical death what you want to serve. Such an attitude or mindset is laughable and blasphemous. That's all it is. Satan's proclamation to Satan's followers called Christians.
You know, if something like the death of a loved one comes our way, we as Brahmins people, we understand it and we are happy that such a person lived according to the cosmic laws and went on to a new life adventure. We are not selfish, nor at the helm of our lives by holding back such souls, by mourning them for weeks, months, and years on end. We know where they are going and we are delighted about it. We do not mourn for more than 7 days, maybe 2 weeks at the latest. Then life goes on. The sooner you move on with life after someone's death, the faster you process such someone's death. We all studied the Tibetan Bardo Theodore, also called the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and we live according to its contents, and we advise that you do it as well. There's so much to learn in that book.
Due to the amalgamation and hybridization of different skin-colored nations, satanic seed line nations and sub-races, crime will escalate overnight to more dangerous levels than presently. This has been guaranteed by the provisions of the cosmic laws. It is written in the Christian Bible as a warning and experienced by people as far back as the first humanity on earth more than 201 million years ago, and it will never change.
With the amalgamation and hybridization of light-side nations with Satan seed-line nations and sub-races on earth across the color lines, and crime that is going to skyrocket, residential houses will display like Fort Knox to keep the plague of housebreakers, robbers, rapists and murderers outside. This is no life for a true light-side kingdom representative on earth.
When comparing dwelling houses in South Africa to those in Iceland, you will notice the difference. Iceland has the lowest ongoing conflict and militarization scores globally, making it the world's safest country. In addition, it has the highest level of societal safety and security globally. Thank you, Ernest. Iceland has exceptionally low crime rates, and it is known for its high social cohesiveness and its stable political climate.
Wow. Under the governance of the New World Order and the Christian Church, future children will be kidnapped to be sold as child sex slaves or worse, to be killed, and their human bodies sold to be used in black magic witchcraft rituals. This is what we experience in South Africa. Different skin-colored nations have different cultures, of which some are extremely satanic. If you do not live in a country where the kidnapping of small children has become fashionable, learn from countries plagued with cultures like this.
The New World Order strives to hybridize all the different nations, races and sub-races into a new world sub-race of humanity, all looking the same with the same lowest IQs. No more red, yellow and white nations. These satanic sub-races, among others, despise the white European nations, referred to as heavenly man. The white nations may have the highest IQs on average. However, the red-skinned nations are the most developed spiritually, followed by the yellow-skinned nations. Then comes the white nations.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know, the Western people, or the white people, European people will declare, we are the first world, which they are.
Yeah,
but definitely not spiritually.
Yeah.
They are technologically wise, they are in advance, but not spiritually. First, the red-skinned nations like the Siberian shamans and the red Indians of America. Then comes the yellow nations like the Japanese, Chinese and all those. And then, thirdly, comes the white European people. So, you know, they have nothing to brag about in reality. In South Africa, children are getting stolen daily. We see it on Facebook and WhatsApp. The parents of these children trusted the plague responsible for the kidnapping of children and must suffer the consequences. They never learn ordinarily. They learn the hard way. Every time I go to a shopping center, I see mothers with a phone against their ears, not watching their toddlers. This reckless and neglect behavior and attitude showcases by parents of small children act as inducements to child thieves. These targets are very easy.
The New World Order enforces the laws under which you will raise your children to never want to be part of your nation, people or culture. You will raise your children with your money the way they force you to become brainwashed zombies, understanding nothing psychic or spiritual.
Think of another reality called reincarnation, which Christians at the helm of their own lives choose not to believe in. Although even in their Christian New Testament Bibles are filled with examples of reincarnation, examples out of Joshua Redopa's own mouth. This is proof of how little white Christians know the contents of their Bibles. That is, if they do not use falsified Bibles, translations swarming with Satan's laws. They prefer the youngest and most modern fraudulent Bible translations instead of the oldest translations nearer to the original Bible text. They believe in what suits them to believe in. From their more than 6,000 different Christian church denominations around the globe, where each Christian church denomination believes in what suits them to think and to believe in. Isn't that horrific? I mean, 6,000. You know, it sounds little, but 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count let's say the Roman Catholic, the Greek Orthodox Church, the NG Kerk in South Africa, the Apostolic Faith Mission, this is only 4.
Yeah.
And each believing in something else. The one believes in when you baptize a person to put the whole body under the water. The other one believes no, you can only sprinkle a few drops on it. Both proclaim the Holy Spirit advised them to do so. This is 2. What about the next 6,000? How are they going to baptize? What did the Holy Spirit tell them?
Yeah.
Why are they not part of the originals?
Baptizing.
Why did they went and
I think that's the
proclaim their own church or so? No, it's horrible.
They do not care if their beliefs are true or false. What they prefer to believe in makes them feel secure and at ease. The same effect when it comes to choosing a God. As long as their chosen God serves them and not the other way around, they will go for it, as long as they can command God to see that their wishes and plans come true.
Oh God, please take my heart of stone and give me a heart of flesh. God, please do this and please do that. Please bring the rain. Oh, for heaven's sake. Do the cosmic laws as told. Live according to it and the rain will come on its time. If there's no rain, start looking. What did you do wrong? Why is he keeping the rain away from you? Millions who will die during the current Third World War will be reincarnated into human bodies again after the war to learn from the start. This time under much worse circumstances than previously. In future, humans will be forced by the New World Order to receive a microscopic implant by which they can be mind controlled by the New World Order. These children and adults will become humanoid zombies knowing no good, only evil. Think of that, people, before you decide who you are going to choose, if you survive. Or maybe you choose it today, for in case you don't survive.
People who want to serve the highest will have to do it in the privacy of their homes, which is a long time not private anymore. The New World Order monitors us already through our cell phones, television sets and computer screens, not to mention the millions of cameras on lamp poles. Privacy does not exist anymore in first world countries.
The worst part will be when you must go to a hospital, or you are forced to go to a hospital. At the hospital, they will first implant the microchip before you will be allowed in their private and government-ruled hospitals. You will adapt to Satan's laws and ways, or you will die. It will not, or it will be your choice. The rising generations of white Westerns as European white nations will once again, as at present, be burdened by natural disasters orchestrated by the special task forces of the New World Order. By that time, it will be most probably be worse than now. Definitely.
With a new world order going on behind the scenes and humanoid robots who have already received micro implants, there will no longer be different human personalities. Everyone will experience the same mindset without realizing or questioning it. Everyone will serve Satan the way white Christians do it currently.
Without people knowing the provisions of the cosmic laws and the highest deity's code of conduct, they will be able to determine if their demanding legislation from the government is light side or dark side. The way I know the Christians, they will not care at all. I am privileged to know that I will not be incarnated to earth after this life anymore. I hope the white people as heavenly man will fight for their rights on earth. We leave them the Brahma's writing as a guidance.
Who will orchestrate the next 2000 years representing the light side kingdoms? Since the first constellation humanity of approximately 201,365,119 years ago, the highest Torata, JAWE, GORIA and his light side kingdoms representatives on earth, it will be so in the future. Remember that Earth is a school of learning where all life forms between dimensions 1 and 108 receive their education, not only to keep the visible bodies to which they give consciousness alive, but to develop psychic and spiritual. Earth is the school where we study and train for positions in the afterlife as part of eternal life.
The New World Order of Satan is not the only so-called gods who orchestrate natural disasters. The highest Torata, Yahweh, GORIA's light side representatives are also orchestrating disasters among nations, transgressing the cosmic laws and the deity's code of conduct. We already explained how to spot the difference between man-made dark side gods, unnatural nature disasters, and light side God-made nature disasters.
In the fifth and final program of this series, we will discuss the last important facts to consider before choosing with who are you going forward, visible and invisible. For the sake of all the mind-controlled Christians, we will discuss the promise in the Christian Bible on what will happen if we choose the light side or dark side ways. Please share and subscribe to receive the next program and upcoming series. Until then, love and light. Bye-bye.
Bye.